much work on what's his name?
Did you want to do the intro or should I?
What's that other account that you like inherited? What's that name? What's it called again? Coner. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm tired. I haven't done as much reading on it as I swore thought I was going to be. So
that's all right. Good, man.
What's this? I got all the walls of 10, so that's all that matters. They look bold. It's fine.
Hello, once again, audience. Welcome back to M&C Gaming. DomiNations with Christopher, and who do we have here? Monsieur Lax. No, I think that's all right, Lax. We were just talking about Coner because he took him over in order to do some raiding, and some walls. Are walls half off? And for how long?
11 and 12 were last week. This week is 12 and 13. No, 10 and 11 were last week. This week is 12 and 13.
Okay. So if I keep cooking, I should be all right.
Yep.
Is it all week?
Yeah, it's a whole week.
Wow, that's insane. Okay, good.
Or it starts on like Monday night or Tuesday night, goes like Sunday. I don't know, something like that.
Okay.
Majority of the week.
I feel like that's all right. I've missed you guys. I had an exciting 10 days doing some construction and building some stuff. I've got war wounds all over my hands. Yeah, crappy camera. Anyways, built some really cool stuff. Let's see. Long time no stream. That's Arya. Did you want to say how are you doing?
No, you almost had it. Almost cringy.
That's too funny. Okay, let's see if we can't get something training up here. We want to go.
It's crazy because I was watching SpongeBob yesterday, and the beginning of the show, the pirate says it. He says, "Are we ready, kids?" And it's just like, wow, he does it too.
It's perfect.
I mean, he does it too. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
They should probably copyright strike that entire show, Arya. That would get you some money real quick in your pocket.
Let's see. What are we doing? Do I even remember how to play this game? Or we're gonna have to find out, hey? Let's see. Generals deactivate.
So, of chat. PT's been going crazy over Game of Thrones. Do you keep up with the show? Do you follow it?
No, I don't.
Me either, but everyone's going crazy for it right now.
I gotta fix that. I probably will as well. We did watch it for quite some time. I fully intend on carrying on watching it. So, yeah, as soon as we actually have time, I'll be going crazy for it too. There. That's better.
If you need howitzers right away, I think I have some trained on Coner. I can just get on and donate to you.
Yeah, I think you have 2.
Yeah, 2.
Yeah, go for it. Go crown me some. I checked in and I actually did a heavy tank raid, and it was successful.
Nice.
I won.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what that means, but it was interesting anyways. I thought it was kind of neat. I think I started some library research and went from there.
Yeah, there's 19 people. When I got on, I was like, oh, wow, you have not kept up with this at all.
Who, me?
And me, I was supposed to keep track of some stuff for it.
That's all right. That's all right. A field howitzer from Coner. I feel like I want to be going on. Who do I want to be going on? Have I been attacked? Yeah, there's 4 went and got me. Oh, look at that. Korea United 2. Another one of these, eh?
Sounds like you're really enjoying that war, yeah.
Wow, it's Korea United. What are we supposed to do? I think I'm going to go 6. Can I go on 6? I don't even know how we war anymore. How do we war? Thank you, sir. I think 6. Nice. That's what I want to get upgraded. Let's see. You know, Asher, put my alarm clock in the middle of the night. Get up for this. A, this stream. B, Game of Thrones. And C, The Last Ship. We've been really into Z Nation as of late, which is a Netflix series. I'm not sure if it's available in wherever you are. But oh, by the way, the show that I was doing the filming for is actually down in the States. It's called The Cabin Guys. Cabin Guys. Okay. I guess it's on the Home and Garden Network, something like that. The Building Network. I don't even know. Anyways, if you look it up, it's called Brojex. Brojex.com. I think that's it. Let me just double check.
Oh, like projects, but with like a B at the beginning.
With a B, because they're brothers. Super great guys. Wonder. That's not it. Maybe? Yeah, it's .ca. Of course it's .ca, isn't it? Remove. Message retracted.
Yeah, the picture in the background looks exactly like the same place that you stayed at, kind of, yeah.
Right? So, anyways, it was a blast. Super long days. Difficult work, but I am certainly enjoying it, and I'm looking forward to going at it again for another month here in about 10 days. So, it's going to be a difficult stint, but I will be back home at night, so that's the advantage there. Of course. What's up?
Is it relatively far from where you live, or?
This one was where the original series was actually shot is about 2 hours from where I live. So where we were filming was, of course, 2 hours from where I live. So that's why I wasn't able to make it home.
Mm-hmm.
But it was good. I mean, I think it was well worth it. I had fun. I don't care about anybody else. I had fun. Why does this guy only have 2 generals trained? Okay. I don't want to... Okay. Here we go. Should I do my war attack? Now that we've determined that I have no idea how to play this game anymore.
I have actually started doing wars, and yeah.
And how's that going for you?
Very successful so far.
Oh, good. Good. I'm glad to hear that. It's good.
Yeah.
We can go with 1 less of those, and then I can get myself another bazooka? No. Another gunner. All right. Yeah, let's do it. Okay. Hey, it's Alan. Long time, buddy. Okay, so I've got 1 fat tank, 3 supply trucks, 5 howitzers, 10 machine guns, 5 bazookas. My Merc's going with 2 flams, 2 jags, 3 decoy, and I have recently reset my tablet, so this is the first time I'm actually doing an attack with it, so it should be smooth. And of course my protect. Generals, Alex, Joan, and Nappy. Alliance troops, thanks to Koner. I've got some field howitzers and some little submachine gunners. Coalitions, I want all offensive coalitions. And I'm almost, based on the fact that national trade goods seem to be coming fairly quickly, I'm considering actually upgrading those.
What alliance perk level is your 6?
Are we a 6? No, we're a 5 still.
5.
So, we'll have to see. Ahmed, I would not blame you for running away for Game of Thrones. Yeah, we like to just binge watch Game of Thrones, so that's the only reason I don't keep up on it. Did you watch the McGregor fight, Lax? Did you watch the McGregor fight?
I did not.
Conor McGregor?
Spoil it though, who won?
Not McGregor.
What?
Yeah, right.
Did he get knocked out, or was he just kind of
technical knockout? He would have been obliterated. He only made it 10 rounds. If they would have let him go for another round, he would have just been hammered. Like, he would have been done. Like, carry him away in a stretcher. You could tell that the experience certainly of boxing was not his forte. He was just, and he did very well. He was like balls to the wall for those 10 rounds.
If I was like a reigning like Mayweather, I'm just gonna speak truly. Like, I would do the bare minimum that would get me ahead, and then just keep my distance and play safe so that I can still be champion. Because if I only do 2 boxing matches a year and people know me for being like the best, that gets me so much more money than trying to take a risk and lose. You know?
Yeah.
So I get that on the money perspective, but yeah.
Only made it? What? What is he saying? I thought Marla forbid upgrading past 3 on coalitions. Yeah. Kirsty's never done more than 5 before. What are you talking about? Career saying he's only done more. No. And that's, most certainly I am not saying that he did a poor job. And in all fairness, as far as the rules of boxing go, they certainly are bent by Mayweather, like a hardcore. The number of times that guy sticks his head down and throws his back to his opponent is just it's abysmal. But I guess that's part of the reason why he's number 1, right? Is because he knows how to play right on the border of those rules in order to get the breaks when he wants them and wear his opponent down. McGregor's never done more than 5.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you've ever stepped into a ring, and I haven't, don't look at me. But if you have, and I have a lot of friends that have, they all tell me that it's like running a marathon. It literally is like running a marathon. Like, by the time you are done, it is just, you're so beat down and haggard. Anyways, let's focus. Let's get this done. Let's scout this guy one more time. It was good. I thought it was a good fight, though. It's fun to watch. Because, of course, I don't know. I like McGregor's attitude. Okay. So I'm going for a drop in here. I'm not necessarily going for the quick victory via both town centers, the town center and the Forbidden City. However, I feel that's a valid entrance point because I can knock off this town center without having to really be too concerned with it. Like I said, I have 3 offensive coalitions. I think that will help me out here. His bunkers are actually fairly low level. At least the one that I see there is. Where's the other one? Oh, they're both right up at the top there. So that might be kind of interesting. What else do we have?
Are you going to wall break in, or?
Do you think I should use a wall sapper, or should I just go ahead and do the forced rally and let my guys do their business?
Do you have the drawing tool out so you can show where you're dropping from, or?
Let me get it.
Yeah.
It'll only take a second to throw that bad boy out.
I mean, if the plan is to get towards the middle so you can get access to both, a wall miner would make that super accessible.
So the plan, as it lies, is to go out here with my drop point, so that I can kill the 23 and the 21 general that are there. I want to get somewhere in here. Like, if I do rally, I think it's going to be probably somewhere around here. But I have a sneaking suspicion that it's going to be fairly trappy in there. So I would almost like to hang on to that rally just because it's going to be that trappy, and I like to rally off of the traps. So drop here. Yeah, I think a wall miner might be... Nah, we're not going to do it. I'm going to risk it. I am, however, going to go with...
Oh, you have bazookas. That's right. You don't need a wall miner.
After my blitz, I'm My blitz there, I think I'm going to go with a decoy right there. At least one. That way I can rally right in there. 2, 3, 4. Immediately thereafter, I'm going to have to play it by ear. I think I'm going to hang on to one general and my coalition troops. And I think those bad boys are going to go up there. So, yeah. Because this guy's been a real treat. I think I'll throw them in right there.
And yeah, you have 3 decoys. Yeah, that would be good. Yep.
So, that's where that's going. And he's got 2 offensive, 1 defensive. What is the defensive that he has?
That's the bunkers and anti-air damage and health.
Is that what that is?
It's like bunkers and stables have increased health, and then the anti-air have increased damage and health.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, so they're going to be hitting,
Let's see, what level is it? It's only a level 3.
Oh, that's not so bad.
No, that's the Russians. Tank bunker, and air defense. Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. Russians level 3. Okay, let's go get it done. Let's fake like we know what we're doing.
150 rebels. Oh, have you checked your Marco Polo?
My Marco Polo for what?
Once a day he's refreshing. He's like doing like 1 crown and you get like 1 free like troop card. He's been doing it like this is the 3rd time he's doing it today. So I got like 3 troop cards for 3 crowns.
Oh really?
Yeah. So it'll probably refresh tomorrow before it disappears again.
I don't feel like it would be hurtful to.
Someone was commenting about the castle being on the outside. Who's dropping Gatling gunners and bazookas on the castle? Those generals are gonna die. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really overtly concerned about those.
The howitzers just killed it.
What's that?
The howitzers popped out. When you drop them, they instantly kill the castle. Like, that was the fast. Like, we were sitting there talking about the castle being a problem, and it just dies off the bat on like stage 1. Like, jeez.
But of course, he did manage to actually get my. He got my healing carts, my supply carts. So I think we're going to have a bit of a tough time here. Just on that note. And yeah, I don't know.
Oh.
Get a move on, boys. Oh, see, I've got 1 plane left. I'm going to have to use that over here. And probably have some fancy footwork to do in order to actually make it all the way through here. A couple of speed rallies. I have a feeling that my machine gunners and my 3 bazookas are probably getting their saving grace here.
Yeah, you got this. It's over. You destroyed all the mortars. You have a bunch of infantry and stuff left. Yeah, you got this.
Yeah, I think I'm all right. That was a dumb mistake, though.
It's rocky, but like there wasn't that many like conditions for you to win. You destroyed everything really quickly. Yeah, it's over.
That's stressful.
But yeah, that would have been like a minute and a half hit. Yeah.
Let's see. We can probably finish it off. What are we missing? Oh, 1 stupid little. I was hoping I could actually pound that button and not have to fight any of these guys. But now I'm probably complete destruction. Yeah, we're done.
Nice. What was it, like 2 minutes and like 10 seconds? 2:20?
Yeah, 2:10.
2:10, yeah. That's fast enough, yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that though. That's not bad.
Yeah. But
whoop whoop. So there's that. That's what that looks like. Oh, see, we can watch the replay on this. See how this guy cranked on my base. Big jerk. Man, that bothers me. 4? And then 5 for those.
That's 150 rubles. Ruies, whatever. Yeah.
3. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm supposed to be checking Marco for free stuff. Is that what we said? Tactics. Protect. I have a feeling I want to start using Betray.
I actually did a heavy tank attack on a base that we had like 3 people hit and they couldn't hit like in 5 stars. So I went down to that base, and what I did was he had 2 factories near the town center. So I dropped all 6 heavy tanks on the top side of the map, dropped 1 infantry to set off the town center so I could plane them as the stuff comes out. And then I had 2 bazookas set off the factories, and I betrayed both factories. They killed the town center, and then the other troops moved down and destroyed the base. It was just like,
wow,
beautiful. And I was just like, dang, like that dude's gonna watch that replay and go, that's why I'm never putting factories near my town center.
That is scary.
Yeah, I was just like, because he had Maori, and so my thing was, okay, so he's got Maori level 6, which means that his defenders are going to come out with 30% extra health and do 30% more damage, whatever, right? So what if I steal the heavy tanks? They're technically like doing even damage because of betrayal, And I was just like,
yeah,
that makes sense. So what if I was like, dude, you could do that. I was like, yeah, and so it actually worked out. It was like a 1.5 hit on that base.
That's crazy.
Pretty ruthless because I mean, that was the first time I was trying to trail. I was like, dude, I had the same thought about you. I was like,
okay, I wish I could pause this because this is my equal in war. He's a 216 atomic. He just came at me with 5 fully upgraded atomic planes. And I mean, there goes my Forbidden City.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And now he's coming at me he's got the helicopter. Well, yeah, at that point you kind of assume that he would. Oh, yeah, and of course he's got Strength of the Gladiator, so there's the quick victory, and now he's just got to take a nice little walk through my base.
Yeah, just
however, on the flip side, my defenses seem to have done a fair number on his planes.
Your walls are looking beautiful for sure, yeah.
Are they getting there?
Level 12s make them look a lot more bold.
I think so. I do like level 12. And what, they go up to what, 13?
14 global.
Look at this guy's rallies. His rallies are just spot on. Plane usage, absolutely amazing. Like, you can tell that this guy knows what's up. Like, he really does have it going on. Wow.
Oh my gosh, Koreans? I haven't seen a Korean attacker in Atomic Age in a while. Like, that's the kind of stuff that just phases out,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's... Well, even...
Oh, tactics were nerfed. Let's just phase out the Koreans, right?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like some of those top alliances still do have some Korean players, but even... I almost feel like Greek and French are almost making a comeback just because of the fatness of the tanks, right?
Yeah, I've seen more Greeks in multiplayer. I'm just like, whoa, why are my scrolls full? This happens.
Yeah. It's me. You're welcome, everybody. You're welcome. That's my influence.
Yeah.
This guy's got weak coalitions. Or does that ever even change? The little ballista or catapult or whatever what is that?
It doesn't change, I don't think. Maybe the strength of it changes, but I don't think it changes by much.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Look at him. He's just pounding through my generals.
The cool thing is the Ethiopian's the one that increases the factory help and general damage. those bazookas get to be stronger than like atomic max bazookas, which is interesting.
Really? Because already my bazookas are.
Yeah, like I have level 5, and my level 5s deal more than the elite bazookas you get in atomic, and I'm like, what?
That's insane.
Broken. Yeah.
Jay says, is my warbase ever stumped an atomic attacker? Yeah, lots.
Dude,
I've seen lots of attackers that have just absolutely eaten it on my base. That's why I've stuck with this base. I do have a couple that I kind of throw into the mix every once in a while, but the fallacy is that with the matchmaking the way it is still, I don't perceive that it's ever going to hold up against an atomic. So I very rarely will you see me go with defensive coalitions, because it's just not. It's not meant to take on atomics, and there's such a huge disparity or difference between global and atomic as far as offensive and defensive stuff. Even when you factor in like things like radar. Like that radar research is huge.
Yeah.
So people could have almost like, I feel as though somebody could have like industrial or global defenses, but in the atomic age. And when you add on that radar, you're still kind of pooched.
I was gonna say Arya for atomic, but I remember that one of your accounts is German, so I corrected myself in my brain. But I guess I should have mentioned that.
No, Felix got 66%. King Lorenzo. 75%. What is he doing?
Share that replay. He won't mind.
Yeah. Should we make fun of him later?
Actually, I'll probably just watch Coder, see what his replay was. Fatty.
Yeah, just jump on Coner. And you're in here as well, aren't you?
In what?
In Last-Outlaws?
My main account? No.
No, you have an account in here, though.
Coner, that's it, though.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, for some reason I thought you did have an account that was in here once upon a time.
Mrs. Lax, but she's in boot camp, and yeah, boot camp.
Boot camp that sadly has experienced a little bit of drama. The drama llama paid a visit while I was gone. Wow, congratulations, Ahmed. Oh, you went global. You went global today. Still, congratulations, man. That's huge.
I try to stay out of what's going on in boot camp. I try to put in like my opinion on what's going on. Like, hey, maybe we should do this and that. But I took my accounts out of war for a little bit. I'm like, let me just ease out for a little bit.
I'm just gonna be over here.
Yeah, I'm gonna be over here for a little bit.
My tablet just totally sketched out. Did you see? Yeah, that was weird. Let's go for the training blessing. Let's see how much. Do I want to finish that for 100 crowns? No, thank you.
Did you want to come back and play on Coner? Because I can set up the army that you normally use on him.
Yeah, at some point, but not right now. I was just gonna.
Okay.
I'm busy wasting crowns, you know.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I have the training blessing on right now, so if you're gonna play on him later tonight on stream, I can just make the comp.
You know what? I wouldn't mind hanging out and trying the heavy tank combo that you had going on. I thought it was kind of interesting. It was neat for a change, right?
All right, let me swap out.
Yeah.
All right, I'm out.
Global's fun. Global's actually a really good time.
Yeah.
I think you'll really quite enjoy that.
I kind of wish that Coner has stayed global, because I would just be like, oh, troop punishment. Oh, yeah.
What do you mean troop punishment?
I mean, I didn't finish that. That would be like true punishment on all the bases I hit. Because I can do it with the 6 heavy tanks and like atomic and make it work. But I was like, dude, if this was global count, I would raid more often on this in my main.
Really? You think so?
Yeah. I love global. Dude, it's great. You hit industrial bases, no stand batteries to worry about. The planes are good enough on that account. The heavy tanks are, decent, just...
Whoa. Yeah. Okay, are you guys seeing this? I think I just, I think I might be shipping myself a t-shirt. Yeah, you guys really should be paying attention here if you're not. This guy's got over 1 million loot available, Lax.
Oh, look at bases like that. I missed those bases. Man.
Oh, that's craziness.
I climbed up to Kingdom League to see how I could heavy tank up there, and on the way, I hit several industrial bases. Like, the game glitched out, and it gave me several industrial bases. It gave me several Iron Age bases, which is kind of weird.
Really?
Yeah, and it was really funny because they happened to be Romans, which is what I needed. So I 5-star them and got my two marble. It was nice.
That's so nice.
20-second hits, but I was just like, I sat there, and Joel was saying that when he was climbing up, he got like Enlightenment Age bases and some gunpowder. How is matchmaking broken now? Like, that's weird. So
I think has it ever been fixed?
yeah, I guess. Yeah,
that's just kind of the question.
That's weird because it's like that's weird.
See, and this is why I guess we are always facing off against tougher opponents, is because you put me up against a 148 global and I'm not going to do anything special, and I'm not even going to worry about your mortars. Those are pretty mortars. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah.
And I think I've lost... Have I lost anything? Oh yeah, I've lost one heavy machine gunner. But
it's like what, like 40 oil? Like, it's, and you're getting like 275 off that, so it's...
Absolutely. And I mean, look at my fat tanks. They're just like, that's nice. Pop.
Yeah.
Doo-doo-doo. Now, what am I missing? Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. I will say what's really nice about Boot Camp is that they got like 2 weeks ago, they got the Alliance perk that increases their donations to industrial troops.
Yeah, I heard that.
So I was just like, all right, guys, I'm just gonna say this as a bystander. There should be zero reason now for people to have negative donations. Just saying.
That's an insane amount of loot.
Yeah.
That's against the global.
Yeah. Well, what was that? Like $1 million? Did you hit $1 million on that?
1,015,000?
Tell me a screenshot of
that. Yeah, I totally just did.
Yeah.
Man, that's insane. That's the most loot I have ever hit. Without a loot blessing, too, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. You should be able to hit loot like that all the time, I feel.
Why does everyone have max walls? Because the average loot nowadays is $1 million a hit.
That's right.
Yeah, that's
because
right.
Chris complained hard enough, so it's $1 million a hit, and therefore
and
everybody has max walls.
In Silver and Gold League, you get like $1 million gold league bonus too. So it's it happens. Huh?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Sales like this come, and it takes people like 2 days to have max walls, and you're like, crap.
Oh god, dude, I'm gonna be one of those frontiers that says back in my day.
7K oil out of an industrial age? That's crazy, Grady. That's nuts, man. 7,000 oil out of an industrial age base?
Isn't that something that you're telling me, that it seems like the industrial bases were the ones that were winning people the big loot contests?
Yeah, that's right. So the current big loot winner is actually an industrial age hit for 855,000, which is that's crazy. That's a crazy amount, and it's gold only. So you guys got to get in there. There's only a few days left, lad. Right?
Mm-hmm.
There's only a few days left, and then I'm going to review and make sure, and we'll be shipping out some stuff. And we've also got there's a special little prize. There's a special little prize coming. It's attached to this. I pulled the strings before I left to go to work in order to make sure that this was actually going to be worthwhile for people.
Are you having another kid? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, snap. No, I don't think so. Yeah, so I think that should be good. I'd like to start thinking about the next Lone Wolf PvP. I think we're going to let it settle down a little bit more. And unfortunately, the timing, of course, is always impeccable for me to go ahead and land a contract. Marla broke her foot. Her mom left to go back home, and I nailed this contract all within a week. So, you got a broken foot? That's nice. We'll see you later, honey. So anyways, I feel like a bit of a jerk for that. I really do. Isn't that rough, though?
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, she really is a trooper. Our dearest Marla. She's hiding upstairs. Her foot is looking much, much better, but of course it was trying. 3 kids and a broken foot. It's like, oh yeah, that's great. So, anyways, I've got some side projects on the go here as well in regard to getting my car fixed. So, the gentleman across the street he sells cars as well. He's got a little bit of a used car lot, and he's got like some really nice high-end cars. So he fixed mine. I think this is the 3rd time I took my car over to him. Every time I go over there and ask him to fix my car, he never charges me anything. So I'm like, what's the damage? And he's always like, oh, don't worry about it. Oh, don't worry about it. So today, finally, I was like, enough of this, man. I'm like, I have to owe you something. I'm going to get my vehicle safety and whatnot. And he's like, you're an internet guy. And I'm like, okay, where's this going? And he's like, I need a website. I was like, all right, man, done. So that's the trade-off. He's fixed my car like three or 4 times, and my lawnmower a couple of times and whatnot, and I'm building him a website. So came up with a bit of a logo. Excuse me. Probably going to hit up a favor if I can to see if I can get an actual logo done up for him. I feel it's worthwhile. Or at least get it kind of revamped or looked into. I don't know. We'll have to see. And then I'm going to throw a WordPress site up for him. So that's the story there. Cody's Cars. There's this plug. Cody's Cars in Brookfield, Nova Scotia. A contract for what? I am doing construction on docks for projects. So that's what I'm doing. Obviously, because it hasn't aired yet, I'm not allowed to share too much information on it, but all I can say is it's freaking cool. We have done some amazing builds so far, and we've only done 2. So I've got another 3 or 4 coming. 3? Yeah, I want to say another 3 builds coming. So it's going to be a busy month next month. And my hands are sore. My hands are all like, they're swelled up and they're gnarled, and I ran over the one with a belt sander. What else did I do? Ran over one with a belt sander. And as for the rest, it's just, I don't know. Have you ever done like hard manual labor, like framing wax?
No, nothing like that.
Framing your hands very, very quickly get rough.
I don't know what hard work is, but thank you for asking.
That's not how I meant it.
It's just,
not at all how I meant it. I think you know that.
I was just figured.
So, anyways, your hands, my hands anyways. Maybe other people have the ability to have these nice, soft, pristine hands while doing work like that, but I'm not one of them. So, as a result, I've got these gnarls and, dry skin and all the rest of it. And they're sore. They really do hurt. 10 days straight is a long time. So, I think I'm going to go and hit the chiropractor tomorrow. Yeah.
I wonder how Noah did it, dude. Building an ark for if that even happened. For those of you that do or don't believe that, but if just thinking about that, how that would have happened with one person.
It wouldn't have. I'm sorry. The fact of the matter is that it wouldn't have happened. It's just not one of those things that you're going to be able to sell me on. And then to say that it just disappeared. Is there even enough wood? How would you make it buoyant enough? Who did the engineering on it? How did you know what size? No, there's just too much. And woodworking, as far as boats were concerned, that was a very prestigious career back in the day. Is to be a carpenter on a ship, right? So that was your career. You could be on a ship and be a carpenter full time. That's what you did. So I just feel like that's not really a possibility. In response to your question or your comment, that's why you went to school. That's what put me through school, and I've fallen back on it. Yeah, just thinking about framing makes me cringe. I love it. I've got to be honest. I truly do enjoy the work. Much the same as computers. I like problem solving. I like being able to see my accomplishments at the end of the day. You look back and you're like, you know what? I built that. And I think that's awesome. I think it's really cool. And it also provides you with other opportunities as well, such as fixing stuff around your house if you ever had an addition to make, building your own shed, anything like that, right? I think it's truly beneficial, and I do find it very rewarding.
On a side note, I've noticed that you haven't upgraded your roads in Global yet.
No, why haven't I done that, Max?
Because I was trying to look at your like XP, and I was like, wait, you're easily over 200 with that. Yeah.
With roads?
No. I mean, roads and like a few other things, you're probably...
No,
yeah.
The roads...
The roads is like, what, like 20 XP per road, right? No, it's not.
The XP reward is only 27.
27 per road, yeah. And you have like, what, 100, like 50 roads? 130? Something like that.
Oh, so you're saying if I upgrade my roads that I'll be easily over 200 XP?
No, you should jump up to like 198 or 199.
Oh, okay. 1-800 handyman. I guess so. I mean, if that's, yeah. I've never actually had to call a handyman, but I am actually calling a guy for our water system tomorrow. I'm going to get our hot water tank replaced. I think it has to be replaced. 27 per road, times however many roads I have.
Yeah.
How many roads do I have?
I don't know.
We can find out here real quick. Edit. If we just go like pick up all. Are you sure you want to pick up everything? Yeah, I'm not sure I want to save it, but let's pick up everything. 110. So.
I'll do. Sure.
2,700. 2,727.
2,900?
2,970.
So,
yeah, 2,970.
yeah, that's a lot less than I thought you'd get off of that. Never mind. Just kidding.
It drops. It drops after the last one where it has a significant impact on your XP level is actually industrial, I believe. I think they even dropped it down that there's only like 3 ages where it actually jacks your XP way up. And I do remember, like I recall like a year and a bit ago, you could actually, I don't know if they changed it since then, but they used to account silly things like roads for your war ranking. So if you upgraded your roads, you were all of a sudden ranked above everybody else. And it was like, wait, what? So... But now it's things like generals. So because my generals are such a high level, that's what puts me ahead of a lot of people in the Last-Outlaws. Look in the store. Yeah, I suppose that would work too.
Yeah, general pretty boosted right now.
So what are you up to? Did your machine come? Or is that a conversation for later?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I do have news, though, that I actually released on my stream, so it's okay to release it on here.
What's the news?
I will be joining a military branch. I am looking at the Coast Guard right now.
Oh, seriously?
All going to happen within the next month, yep.
Wow.
Hoping to ship out to boot camp within the next 30 days or less.
You're already in boot camp.
Yes.
I don't think that would really count, though. I wouldn't advise that you tell them that. They'll probably make fun of you.
Yeah, probably will.
Congratulations, man. That's exciting.
For 2 months, I won't be able to do anything game related. It's all going to be like physical training related. And then after that, they put me into like some sort of like training school. And then I can just kind of, after that point, I have like a normal life, like just do like a certain duty for a certain time. And then I have off time. So,
yep.
Yeah, I've told my stream I don't expect you guys to keep following me, or I don't even know if I'm going to keep playing the game or whatever. But
you're not going to have time. Trust me.
Yeah.
While you're in basic, you are not going to have time to.
Not in basic training yet, but I think afterwards, probably like I'm going to be focusing on what I would want to do with my life in the future. So like, if I have to drop games in general, then that's kind of the thing I have to do.
That's exciting, though, man. I'm stoked for you. I think that's an excellent opportunity, and I think that's great. I think that really is. Yeah. How do you feel about it?
It's going to be extremely different because I'm I don't know, like I'm so used to like playing games and like going to work and then coming home and doing that. So like having a lifestyle where it's like structured for something else is going to be very different.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about, like, I know a little bit about your work history and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I think you'll get into it. I could see you getting into the camaraderie of it and actually really enjoying basic even.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that kind of structure is in some regard helpful, right?
Yeah.
That's cool. So when did this happen?
This has actually been happening for like a while, just kind of been in development, but I was not actually taking it into full consideration until recently when I was just like, all right, I gotta decide, am I doing this, you know? So.
That's cool. So what do you think you want to do? Do you want to stay in the actual guard afterwards, or where do you want to potentially go?
So any branch you can work on computers, you can do intelligence, you can do anything like that. It's just like what the surrounding is. So like, you know, if you're in the Marines, you're going to be around like swimming a lot and like that kind of stuff. And if you're in the Navy, you're going to be on a carrier, you know, doing that. If you're in the Air Force, surrounded by planes, it's just like the like environments. Coast Guard, it's just you stay in the United States. You do like a little bit of everything. You can fly, you can do boat stuff, and you do like hurricane stuff.
So it's kind of like an entrance examination that gets you prepared to go wherever you want afterwards?
Well, so it's like you do boot camp for 2 months, and they have the Coast Guard in general is more picky about who they take, and they have higher requirements.
Okay.
And so you have to kind of want to be there. Unlike the other ones, will just take you and you can just do that. So you do 2 weeks or 2 months of boot camp, and then after you graduate, you go into 28 weeks of training, and then after the 28 weeks of training, either you go into like an actual boat and just do stuff, or I think after boot camp you go into a boat and stuff. I don't know how that all that really works, but after I haven't talked to a recruiter, I'm doing that tomorrow. So
very cool. But it sounds like your mind's made up.
Yeah, because I had a choice from uncle.
Did what?
My uncle, I'm living with my uncle right now, and so the choice was I can let you stay here, you can figure things out, and then you can go and do something else with your life, get out of here, or I would recommend going to the military, because you can go and set up just even 4 years in and doing 4 years in like a reserve, because you have to, when you sign doing the military, it's 8 years for the government that you owe, so you can split up the time how you want, really. And so you can do like a minimum of 4 years in a branch, and then you can do 4 years part-time with reserves. So once a weekend, 2 weeks every year, you get like a vacation and go do stuff with them. And so that's how you set that up. And they pay really well. It's what I'm going to say right now. They pay extremely well. I think it's lowest ranked Coast Guard person makes $3,000 a month after taxes.
Really?
And you have your place to live paid for by the government. You have food paid for. You're getting an allowance for food, and an allowance for if you want to live off base. You're getting an allowance for something like a place to live, so they kind of technically pay your rent. Just getting all this stuff, and then the money you earn every month is just deposited into your bank account. You get a ton. So that's
awesome, man. Well, I'm excited for you.
Like my uncle who worked for 20 years, he gets a stipend. He gets $1,500 or something like that every month because he worked 20 years. And when you work that long and you're dedicated that long, they start giving you percentages of your paycheck into your account every month until you die, pretty much. So I don't want to work that long, but
But I mean, it's kind of an incentive and gives you an idea of what the possibilities actually are with it, right?
Yeah. So in 4 years, if I climb the rank, probably have $400,000 in the bank, and that's just enough to get a place to live. You start continuing my career that I did with the Coastal Guard in the working sector, whatever it's called, the business sector, and then just kind of set myself up with something with security and stuff. Or if I like it enough, just keep doing it until I get bored of it.
Well, yeah, and that's just it. That's yeah, man. That sounds good. That sounds super fun.
Yeah, but I was watching videos and they're saying like once you get established, once they give you a job, it's really not any more different than going and working. What I was doing before, you go, you do your 9 to 5 or whatever shift you have, and then you have the rest of the time off. You can live on base or off base. It's like a civilian job, but with the government. So
cool.
So,
and so potentially, when would you be going?
If everything checks out, and if I pass like what the requirements are, I'd like to leave within the next like 30 days, preferably.
Okay.
To boot camp, and then.
Sorry, when you say boot camp, every time I have to be, I'm like hee hee hee.
Yeah.
There's just so many jokes that are available for that, right? You're already there. You're already there. Lax, you're already there.
Yeah, I'm already there. So
yeah, it's
nice because, like, I'm not afraid to share this, but I've kind of put myself in a place where I'm like in debt right now. So, I was actually on the website and looking at stuff and like trying to figure out, like, and chatting with some of the people online, like the recruiters online or whatever. I was like, all right, so I have about $2,500 in debt. Is that too much? And they're like, at least you didn't say 25 grand, because at that point we can't take you in. 2,500 is like you can pay that off in like 1 month. That's workable. We can work with that. And I was like, oh, they're like, the problem is like because credit and like debt to like income ratio. The problem is if someone has a lot of debt, they don't usually take someone that has a lot of debt into the military, because what happens is that person, if they were in a position where they were exposed to, like, let's say, like an enemy of the United States, or just say, hey, if you feed us information, we'll give you cash. That person would be more likely to say yes because they need the money. What? And so they don't want. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why they do credit checks.
Okay, so I was in a precarious situation. Well, I wasn't in a situation. I had a job interview approximately 6 months ago, and I nailed the position. It would have been a vehicle, it would have been a laptop, and all the rest of it, and I would have been doing IT work for the banks. And it was to the extent that we went house hunting. We were actually looking for a house, and I nailed the interview, right? And it was like, done deal. So I got some paperwork, and the guy said, fill this out, etc., etc. I went ahead and I did it, and it was a credit check. It was a soft hit against my credit, and they said, sorry, we can't hire you on the basis that you failed this credit check. And my question, of course, initially was like, what? Why? Why were you checking my credit? And he said, well, because and they gave me that reasoning, the one that you just said. Yeah. I'm offended by that. I am so highly offended by that. I think that is absolutely absurd. It is a fact that over 90% of people that are given the opportunity to steal will. That's been scientifically proven over and over. There's been papers written on it. And to say that people that are indebted or have accrued more debt are somehow less moral than people that have no debt.
I think it's more like when they get you into the military, they're paying you like some sort of like salary, and it's usually going to be like 30 grand, 35 grand a year, right? They have to pay for this, that, and the other for you to get in, pay for your clothing, all that stuff. And so, like, to invest that much money into someone who's in debt, to have the possibility, even if it's a 0.1% chance that they're going to go out and trade secrets to the enemy, it's just like, for them, that's too great of a risk. And like,
I'm sorry, but that point, I get it. No. Sorry, that's like saying that 0.1% chance is accrued to something like, hey, Lax, have you ever smoked a cigarette? I mean, answer me honestly. Have you ever smoked a cigarette?
No, seriously, no.
Okay. Have you ever had a drink of alcohol?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. You can't join the military because there's a slight possibility you could become an alcoholic.
Well, it's. I think
same shit. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I don't normally swear on stream.
If you have a history of alcoholic abuse, that's what that would be.
I'm pretty adamant that I don't swear on stream, but there's no give there, man.
No, and the reason is because they're not saying if you've had that. They're like, if you're coming in the military and you have 20 grand in debt, that means that you're not responsible with your money. The whole point of a credit score is to show how trustworthy you are. If they can't even show how trustworthy you are on that, how are we supposed to trust that you're not going to sell us out?
That is not at all what that exemplifies. That's not at all what that is a representation of. It has nothing to do with how trustworthy you are or not. Because by that note, I am absolutely not 100% not trustworthy.
So in the example that you're making, let's say 30 grand in the military, you have, let's say, pull someone in with 200 grand. Let's go extreme. And some person from like Russia or like the Middle Eastern says, "Hey, if you tell me what's going on with your clearance, I will pay off the rest of your debt." How does that sound? And they're like, "I've got a family, I've got kids." Think about it. Be discreet. We'll talk later at a later place. You tell me your decision, but I will wire the funds into you.
You know who's
hell yeah, I would take that. Are you kidding me? That they're willing to pay 200 grand of my debt. I would fucking I'm saying, it's a very juicy offer.
So here's the thing. Do you know who's more likely to take that deal over somebody that's in debt? Somebody that's wealthy.
That's true too. Yeah. Probably.
No, it's not probably. It is.
But someone who's in debt has so much more, because someone who's wealthy...
Because they have more transparent reasons to take that deal, doesn't mean that they are more likely to take that deal. And I guess it's the precursor that I'm offended by. It's not necessarily the logic. It's not necessarily the reasoning. I can follow both of those things, although they're extremely dumb and offensive. I feel that is... I can at least kind of follow where they're going with that mindset. Where it becomes offensive is when you have precognitively determined how somebody will behave in a given scenario based on what you know about them right now. And it's one tiny little piece of that person that you know. Right.
But it's also like when you have really bad credit and you can't get a place to live because your credit score is low. It's like you've had a history of this, that, and the other. So does that mean that credit companies could just let you do what you want and potentially put them in debt too?
We'll see you later, Amin. No, but you're talking about, that's a completely different scenario. The armed forces is not going to be giving you money. They're not loaning you money.
They're paying you for services, and they want to make sure you're squeaky.
Oh, so
that you're
what? They shouldn't pay you if you have debt. They shouldn't. I'm not sure where you're leading with that. It's a job the same as any other. You give them hours.
What I'm saying is if the credit companies won't trust you with more money because they think you're a liability, the government, who has to handpick who they choose, and they have to be very specific with how things are played out, especially since you're working nation security.
Man.
If you have a chance that you could not be trustworthy because you didn't.
Okay, well then they should not be hiring people that have accrued more value or more wealth than over $100,000 in their bank accounts, because those are the people that will steal. Those are the people that will sell out. I'm sorry, it's a fact, man. That's not this isn't a point of debate. This isn't an argument. That is a fact. That it doesn't speak to the morality or the ethics of a person to say that your credit score is who you are. And I'm sorry, the evidence, if they were to take it truly and if they were serious about it, they would be doing the exact opposite. I think it's a stupid statistic, and it's very, very much borderline to discrimination.
Yeah.
It seriously is. And I say this, and I'm very passionate about it on the basis that I feel that I was discriminated against for the exact same reason. I don't feel that I am more ethical or less ethical than anyone else. It's you are not your credit score. You are not the balance in your bank account. For me to go ahead and judge you based on that is not fair, and it's not right, and it's not ethical. For me to say that this is who you are based on that number.
Yeah, but that's like saying if you screw up on your credit score, there is no consequence for that, and I feel like that's a very important thing to not like to
What's that?
make sure you manage.
I'm talking to Lax. Yeah, I am. I'm sure you understand what I'm saying, I guess is the point, right? I hope. That is, it's not who you are. That credit score is not who you are. You understand that?
It's hard to accept that as like the way you're saying it, because there's a ton of examples of like a guy who does drugs, has a history of doing drugs, and like, you know, he hasn't shown anything different. Are you to believe that he's not a drug addict anymore? You have to see more than just words. You have to see action. And so years and years of like your months of going through like, you know, whatever it is they go through to get away from that, you know, would show. You know, maybe he goes to like, what is it called? They go through like a clinic or something, and then they have a degree that says, hey, I went to this clinic. Doctors say I'm actually functional, and I don't have to rely on this like, you know, abusive thing. Like that shows, you know, hey, I did this, I overcame it. And I think like with credit, it just takes a long time because that's just the way it's designed. You mess up once, like it's supposed to be a very important, impactful thing. So.
Sorry, I'm looking up stuff rather than playing Domination.
Yeah, it's just, you know, what I'm trying to say is, and about the whole example I gave, I would say that I could see, I wouldn't say that I would personally take an agreement like that, but it would be hard if someone said, hey, you owe 200 grand, you know, we're the Russians, we want to know what America's doing. Would you take this 200 grand if you give us some information? It would be very hard for me to like, I would have to think about that, because it's like, you're offering me money to get me out of my immediate debt that it's hounding me, and if I do this for you, I don't have to worry about that anymore. You know, and it's just like the temptation is so great in that moment that you like, it's just hard to say no, because someone's offering you a way out. So, especially when you're working for like a country's security, if that's gonna be an obstacle for you, like then you might as not even be there in the first place.
So, okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm not. Okay.
Yeah.
We talk about it later, but it's effectively what it's led to is poor bashing. That's really what it's down to, is that's just poor bashing. Yeah, you don't deserve a job because you didn't have a job before, and you didn't have a job before because you don't deserve a job. It's poor bashing. It's bashing you based on the fact that you have lived in poverty your entire life.
But don't you think that the like criteria needs to be thrown to the extreme, especially when you're talking about nation security?
Oh, okay. But there's other extremes. You know, Arya pointed out in chat that there's personality tests that need to be done and should be taken above all else. Above all else. And that is not a factor. Where you came from is not a factor to who you are. A personality test is, right? And there's people that do that professionally, right? It's poor bashing. It has to say, well, your family was in hardship and you had to make some tough decisions, and as a result, you're in debt. You must be immoral.
So, like, money management would be like that's a huge thing. And
hey, man, here's 50 cents. You owe $1 million.
But it's just like, so if you can't make decisions wisely with money, if someone comes and offers you
$999,999.50. What are you going to do? It's poor bashing. I'm sorry, man. If you don't have enough money to pay off your debts and you owe those debts,
it's just the way that we live. And it's
make a passive judgment on that person.
You make one mistake or a series of mistakes, and it's like in this world, people have to judge you. So like the way the military is, they take it to the extreme. You're like, oh well, you have or like they don't like, because with me, it's like I have a bad credit score, but I don't owe that much debt compared to like people that sign up and they owe like 20 grand or something. So with me, it's like, yeah, my paycheck or a few of my paychecks will cover all of it, and they're okay with that. But it's like other people that come in and they're like, all right, you have like a history of not doing this.
Here's a good one. Jay's got a very good point. He said it depends on the reason you're in debt. If you've got a gambling problem or you've got an addiction problem, and I saw in the comments there, they were talking about college. You know, the average person is like $20,000 in debt when they come out of college. If you recently purchased a house, because that's debt, right? Especially if you're in Canada. So that's accrued as debt, right? So those things are all accrued as debt. The point is that that's not, your credit score doesn't say anything about a person, and
so there are going to be inquiries on your credit score. Things like, this person has multiple delinquent accounts that are equaling to X amount of money. They have missed X amount of missed payments. They have X amount of late fees. When they start seeing red flags like that, they're like, all right, this person doesn't know how to manage their money. How long ago did this happen? Credit report. This happened within the last 6 months. Oh my God, really? Oh, that seems like a liability issue for us. But if it's college stuff, it's oh, that's just college. I'm sure they have a different, but the way that it was explained was just stuff like that, red flags in the credit report, if that makes sense.
It's just, it comes from the wrong place. I guess that's where it's at the end of it, is that judgment and that line of thinking comes from the wrong place. When I think about a person's morality, when I think about a person's honesty in their nature, it doesn't start with, how do you manage your money, right? And for me, coming from that place and having been unemployed for, a really long time, and I have the ability to work, and I work when the work comes up, I can tell you that there are hard decisions, and they do put you in debt, right? Yeah. Do you pay your cell phone bill, or do you feed your family? Oh, well, sorry, you made the wrong decision there. You should have paid the cell phone bill. And as a result, sorry, you're now in debt. It's poor bashing, right? It's because you had to make a hard decision and you chose your family over some corporation.
Yeah.
The
way the system is now is you just need a piece of paper that says who you are. That's all it is. You just you need a college degree that says that you went there, you did it. You need a credit report that says you're trustworthy. You need, I don't know what else, a bachelor's degree to get into a certain job. You just need a piece of paper that's official that says, hey, this is the kind of person that you're dealing with. And I don't really know how I feel about that either, but that's just the way it is. Are we going to change that? I don't think we can.
Yeah.
But what I was trying to say is I can understand the logic behind why the military would think like that. Do I think it's okay? I don't really have an opinion. I just understand why they do it, but I don't know.
I'm telling you that it's poor bashing. There's no. It's an offensive. You guys have 1 in 5 people that are in jail right now, and how many people are unemployed? In the U.S., there's more empty houses than there are homeless people, and then you're going to tell me that in order to go into some of these positions that you're going to poor bash on top of that? Okay, well, I wonder how that's going to work out. It's it's beating it on both ends, throwing people in jail. Causing them not having jobs, and then having all these empty houses when you have the ability to build your neighbor up and to help them. Rather than doing that, the government itself is saying, "Ooh, we're going to judge you on that. Sorry, you can't have a job. We wouldn't look after you because you're immoral." Right?
Yeah.
Which one? And I don't know.
If we can talk about this later, I think the stream's starting to get derailed a little bit.
You think? It's been like that past half hour. It's been. Yeah. I'm now hunting on Google Docs.
To change the topic, your eyebrows look like they were watercolored onto your face or something. I don't know, they just look kind of unique. I'm dude, I feel like I've seen it somewhere.
I scratched the one. Check this out. Look at that. Look at that right there. I've got a cut on my one eyebrow. So I can't remember what I was doing. I went to adjust my ball cap or something, and I was talking to somebody, but my thumbnail I had scratched on a piece of lumber and it got peeled up a little bit. Yeah. So I went to do this and it came up and I clipped my eyebrow, and I didn't think anything of it at the time.
Yeah.
But it clipped it, and then when I got home is actually when Marla noticed it. She was like, "What did you do to your eyebrow?" And I looked in the mirror, and sure enough, I cut it. Actually,
wow.
I partially scalped my eyebrow with my thumbnail. Yeah, brutal, man. I should get a high-res picture of my hands because they're.
Dude, what you should do is serrate the edge of your nails and just shave your head with your nails.
You think so?
Yeah, that'd be good.
I cut them. I cut them earlier, and they're still. The one thing I've also noticed about construction is that your hands always look dirty. Always. It doesn't matter what you do. Like it, and Marlon and I were talking about that, and it's like, I don't know, it took like years for all the slivers to come out of my hands, right?
You're sitting there washing your hands and they come out and they're still dirty and you're like, what? Take it to like a manicurist and they sit there and they wash. Your hands are still, are you a construction worker?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, people look at your hands like, even back when I was working construction before, people could tell. Like they shake your hand and they know. They're like, that guy's in construction.
Yeah.
They are. They're like, it's like shaking a hard piece of leather.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know.
But unlike the military, you have a sense of humor. I've noticed that every time I see those guys, they're always like, they're like rulers. They just stand up straight, don't bend, don't wobble, don't shake, and they just...
Man, I feel like I had a relative that was in the Coast Guard once upon a time, and my nephew is actually in the RCMP. He just recently moved, like, I don't know, 5 towns away from me.
Mm-hmm.
And although he's my nephew, he's a beast, man. We're talking like filling a doorway kind of guy.
Yeah.
An absolute monster. When I swung by to visit my sister, he made sure to come and say hello. And he stands like 6'6" and weighs in at like 290 pounds of, rippling muscle. It's just insane, right?
Yeah. So,
anyways, when I stopped by there, he's like, you should come and play hockey with us. And I was like, no. I appreciate the offer, but no, you would kill me. So, and of course, my brother-in-law is in the military. Like,
yeah.
Pretty heavy military background.
All right, so I guess to end the topic, I'll ask this question. You guys answer how you want in chat, and we'll just leave it like this, all right? So supposing you're like, let's say a general 3-star, 4-star in the military, right? You get that clearance, right? You have a credit score that is whatever, but you're like, let's say 30 grand in debt. If you were presented with an offer from another person from like another country to say, hey, you're really top rank, we would be willing to pay off all of your debt if you could just give a sliver of information. Would you or would you not agree, chat, that the temptation for someone to like fall into that hole, do that action, is greater than if no one offered them any sort of deal? If someone offered you a way out of debt, let's say you had, like, I don't know, whatever X amount is, and someone offered to pay it for you, do you not think it would be tempting to take the offer? Whether or not you have, great life with the military, maybe the pay's not great, like those drug lords that offer police guys, hey, we'll give you some money if you let us run, and, would you, just be more tempting, wouldn't it?
Man, I'd totally be, like, in with the Rampart gang.
So yeah.
Have you ever read up on that or watched?
No.
What's the show that was done based around Rampart? There's a television show. What is it called? Rampart? No. What is it? I can't remember the name.
And then you have like people like Hillary, right? Who she was caught in like email scandals, and you have like Trump, who was maybe in cahoots with Russia and the whole whole presidential thing. They're looking into that, right? And so when you have things like that, people in power who do that kind of stuff, it just throws the idea into like other people saying, if he's got a lot of money, he's willing to try to get himself and cheat his way into the White House. Why would someone else who is in a ton of debt? Why would they take a deal from someone else?
But all of the wealthy bankers that got caught down there. Tell me how many of them are behind bars?
Yeah, like the Hillary thing. Shouldn't she have been behind bars too?
Right.
I mean, she's a high class person, though, right? That's
kind of the point. Is that all the wealthy bankers down there, when you guys all bailed them out? How many of them are actually behind bars or were held accountable for their actions? I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know the answer to that. I'm pretty sure
it's more about, Alan. It's more about I think you're like getting closer to it. It's more about the worry that no matter how hard you're working or what you're doing, that you're always going to be, and always would mean a term of for the next 20 years you're still going to be in debt, and you're doing a job that pays better now than you would have been paid flipping burgers, right? Because you're working for the military, making like $3,000 a month minimal, like, you know, but yeah, 50 grand in debt or something. And you're like, God, I'm never gonna get paid this off. This is too much. You know, I got, you know, wife, kids, so.
Right, and I mean that's so. Why is that?
I'm not
somehow your
driving.
problem? We pay crappy, and you can't pay off your job or pay off your debts. So we're just going to hire people that don't have debt. Therefore, we don't have to worry about it. Yeah, there's a problem solved, right?
Well, there's just people that don't have high debt, so that if we were to give them, I think it's like they said that in order
but
to
you understand what that sounds like, right?
In order to have higher clearances in the military, you have to have a good credit score. That's like one thing they require.
Oh no, and it's required in a lot of places. I didn't say that it wasn't. I didn't say
they have like 3 tiers. They have confidence, they have something, and then they have top secret. And so in order to get top secret, you're looking at it like probably a 750, 800 like credit score, because like you need to be like, yeah, that's just so like what I guess to make it to the extreme, why would they think of letting someone in top secret territory if they have 50 grand in debt or something like that, and they're not making enough to like, you know, do the military to pay that off? Like, would that make sense for them to do that, to take that chance?
Maybe they should just pay better and they wouldn't have to worry about it.
If you tell us what's going on in Area 51, are there really zombies in there? Do they really have a UFO? Actually, I would love to pay. They just get a whole, like, you know, Kickstarter. Guys, can we group together $200K to pay this dude's debt off so we can find out what's in there once and for all?
That's right. Kickstarter would totally pay for that. You know that, right?
You get that on camera, buddy? You're looking at $400K. We're going to double it.
J-Nation says only one. J-Nation says only one of the bankers was actually held accountable, which is kind of sad. And, you know, Canada's no different. I don't even follow a lot of the news. That's why I sound so dumb when I talk about half the stuff. It's because I don't follow the news. But Canada was recently in a scandal like that of some sort, where a couple of our banks were like hiding money overseas or something, and I don't think they were held accountable either. So it's not like, don't misconstrue that to mean that I'm putting you guys as, oh, you know, the U.S. is a bad place to be. No, I just think that we don't hold that 1% or even that close to 1% really nearly as accountable as we should. I mean, even Trudeau, we won't even get into him. That's exactly what our country needs up here, is another wealthy politician. You know, because they know how to speak to the people.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Right? I mean, they can absolutely understand what it means to not have enough money to buy groceries. I don't know. I don't understand what the world's coming to today. I filled out a Google survey earlier. And it was like a Google survey for, like, you can earn money to your Google Play account by answering survey questions. Does that make sense? It was on my phone. It was on my phone, and it popped up, and it said, hey, you can earn a few dollars by filling out surveys. And I was like, oh, yeah, sure. You know, why not? And they said, if you were going to write a speech that was to be read by your country's elected officials, you know, guaranteed that's what they were going to read it, right? What would it say? You know, and, you know, kind of summarize it. And I said, you know, the one thing that I highlighted was that, you know, ultimately we have to treat each other better. And that's really what it comes down to, is that we have to treat each other better. We have to give each other the benefit of the doubt. We have to be more ethical and moral to one another if we as a global community are going to succeed, and if any one nation is going to rise up and be an example of that, I would want it to be mine.
But you're going to always have, like, bad fruit, and you get rid of bad fruit. So you're going to have people that are, like, going to take advantage, and someone else sees them taking an advantage going, hey, that works for you because everyone's being nice. I'm going to take advantage. It's like, you know.
Well, you know, I think it was Colbert that was saying, if you want to have a scary nation, all you got to do is offer free education. You know, it's not going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen in a year. But, you know, 10 years from now, if you're offering free education, you're probably going to have one of the strongest nations and the scariest nations in the world in 10 years, in 15 years, in 20 years.
You guys heard it here first. If you're going to ask what's the best nation in domination, The one that offers free education.
That's right. That's right. The best nation. We're talking about
dude, I'm gonna put that as my reply to every single
best nation in domination.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, and Courier's with me. That it's a matter of accountability. It's not to say that we want to be immoral or unethical or grimy or anything like that. It's just it's about accountability. People just want to see that people are treating one another fairly and that we are ethical and kind to one another, I guess, is really what it comes down to. And yeah, make sure that you guys just stand there and watch those that
It's actually really funny. I was watching this video on YouTube yesterday about how the guy was saying about how power companies are ripping people off. They're ideally you have this generator here, and it's supposed to be in sync with all the a certain specific electronics, and that they put in the power lines, right? But they never are, and they're purposely never supposed to be in sync. But the dude went over and he pulled out this amp reader, right? And he's like, all right, so right now, this is what they're showing you right now. This is what you're paying for. It's it read 18 amps, lit up 7 light bulbs, right? And he said, now if we grabbed a machine or something that could work well with the generator coming out of the factory, here's how many you would actually be paying for. And it was 6 amps, and it's so you're paying literally 3 times more for your power bill than you should be, because these power bills are making the system rigged so that you and it's just I don't really have all the the technical gumbo for it, but essentially that's just how the system is set up and everything. Anything you want to go to, that's how it is. It's all about money.
Really?
It's super. Everything's inefficient. And just watching now, it's just dude, that guy that's a great presentation. Can you go to high schools and show them that? Just start them as their
scary.
I was just dude, 3 times, man. Wow. So when you go to some place in the United States and they're paying $200-300 a month for the winter stuff, right? If everything was lined up perfectly and all the electronics worked perfectly, your meter would probably be reading about $100 or $90 or something like that. But no.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
So everybody's getting ripped off.
So yeah, it's they were just saying that I think Courier was saying about the bankers or whatever sitting in their little yachts or whatever, just partying on the beach. It's it's just that's how it is nowadays. People just ripping people off. And what are we gonna do? Nothing. We're just gonna nag about it. And they're gonna be well, you still owe us a bill that's due in 2 days.
Or we're turning your power off. Yeah.
Yeah, turning your power off. It's
well, it is what it is.
What are you going to do? Move next to the next neighborhood next across the street and get on their power grid? And guess what? They're going to do the same thing to you there too. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
England is conditionally free, and look at all the problems they have. I'm not sure how that ties in. And I didn't know that England had free education. We're talking secondary education, right? I'm not talking private schools. The worst example, the class system there is horrendous. I know nothing about the class system over there. And like I said, that wasn't my words.
Ooh, try to hit. Can you hit atomic? I don't know, a 190 atomic, 180 atomic?
Yeah, let's do that. I'll end it off with a 190 atomic. You ready?
There we go.
Haha. Good night, Arya. Thanks for tuning in. I'll have to chat with you later. I want to kind of hash out some stuff.
Yeah. I guess she'll be typing and you'll be talking, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, whatever. It is what it is. And then there's... Yeah, university.
Chris, I had to wait till Last-Outlaws Boot Camp, but now you can hear my voice. Ha ha ha. Hee XD.
Just look at the insurance market in the U.S. I don't know what the insurance market looks like in the U.S. I know that everywhere they're having a hard time. What was it? You vote for the world that you want to see tomorrow with the dollars you spend today. And I try and think of that every time that I hear somebody complaining about how we don't have doctors and how we don't have this and we don't have that. And then I usually ask, do you have cable television? And the answer is usually yes. So,
yes.
Okay,
Wait,
so you voted to actually watch that, NHL player and to watch that commercial and to watch that. That's how you voted, right? Like,
yeah.
So what do you,
how
did
you go from 6,500 crowns?
Who? On Tyler?
On Christopher.
Oh, Christopher.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did you crown down to Saladin's wall thing or whatever?
No, I didn't crown.
Okay.
I did crown the completion of some stuff.
Okay.
Most definitely. And I mean, I feel like it's just kind of slowly dwindled away after having to spend it on like retraining troops, or I still have that bug where you wake up in the morning and your tactics aren't finished.
Yeah, Coder,
Right?
I hadn't played that account in like 5 days, and there's a heal still trending. I'm like,
Right?
come on.
You're like, seriously?
Really?
And those aren't cheap, are they? They're like $35 or $40 or something.
And it's usually like for me it's the heals or the decoys that take the longest. Like sabotage, all that stuff, protecting's done instantly, but the other stuff just takes forever. It's like, why is that still trending?
Okay, here's what about an Atomic 200? We'll end the stream on this guy. Masterniak. I don't even know how to say that. I want his oil though, so let's focus. Find me the oil. Oh, see, yeah, a lot of his stuff has been burnt out. So we're gonna go here. Let's see how we can do. We'll throw some mercs at it, I think.
I was noticing that up in Kingdom League, everyone has their research done with like the factories and like the mercenary camps have something spawning out of them, but like every single hit, I had to burn a heal. Because I'm just like, oh, that's right. But 2 factories next to each other against 1 heavy tank. Oh my god. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't understand people do it up there. I just don't get it. They gotta crown everything every battle or something, You
just don't feel like it's a possibility otherwise?
I mean, my heavy tanks would have to have the Leonardo research done for me to actually survive up there. But I think like Joel, I've seen him. He actually got up to Dynasty League. And I'm just like, how are you doing that?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I feel like that's hurting me. So there's some of his oil. I want the rest of your oil, though, buddy. Come on. Help me out here. I'm not expecting that I'm going to make it through your base, so, let's pay me something here.
Something my dad was telling me, I never actually got to like verify this as a child, though, was like, I kept asking him, it's like, Dad, why are the like gas prices going up? And then like a few weeks later they go down, but they always tell us like, oh, it's going to be like another 10 years maximum before we run out of gas. And he's like, it's just they're trying to raise the prices on gas. And I'm like, really? Is that how that works? He's like, yeah, like, just make it a national thing, make it, get some scientists involved.
What do you mean? Peak oil? You think peak oil is just a made-up fantasy?
Or like where they say like, we like our nation has about 10 years left before we run out of oil, so we gotta figure, or like a gas or whatever for cars, so we gotta figure out alternate solutions, like maybe electric powered cars or whatever. So all that stuff.
Yeah, what you're talking about is called peak oil, I think, right?
Is that what it's called?
Yeah. So,
yeah.
And it is actually a thing. I mean, it's what's funny is that it's like I don't know. Oil is a renewable resource. It just depends on how long you live. Right? Right. Which I kind of find entertaining sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
It is a renewable resource, much the same regard as trees are a renewable resource. But, there's some oil there. Where's this guy hiding all his oil? I got his well. That's all I was really after. So
wait, where is the oil? Where is it?
Right? There's like 800 oil still kicking around.
Wait, you killed the oil refiners? Is it just left in the wells?
That's where I'm thinking it is. I've already burned all my planes on this guy, so...
Yeah, your planes are like dinking at this guy, and he's still alive. So, oh my god, it's just one healer left with like You got this, Flan Panther. I believe. I believe.
Okay. So where is the oil?
Yeah.
I guess we got. Okay, there was like 500 oil there. That's ridiculous. And that was it. So if you're wondering how I stand against, I got 1 star.
Nice. Yeah, that's good.
Yes. Oh, command post. I didn't even think about that.
It was really funny because I had that. You know, it's silly about like whenever I get tired, I get that moment where I just like, you know, I'm really good at attacking. Had Max on the other day. We were talking about bases, and he's like, "Look, I want you to try to heavy tank my base." I plowed through it, 100% 5-star at the buzzer. He's like, "Wait,
how
did you do that?" Max, he's like, "How did you?" I was like, I'm just using my raiding army with like 4 decoys and like 3 heals, so just don't expect me to get much." And just like 5-star at the last second. He's like,
"Wait, what just happened there?" Is probably what he was saying.
It was just like, what? And then like I put up my base, like the 5 like cubicle design, 5-star that in 2 minutes and 15 seconds. It took him 2 minutes and 45. But this is me when I'm like tired. I'm just like going off, right?
Man,
it's just like
it's insane.
I was like, dude, that's like the best time to show off to someone. It's just like, yeah, because I've been hitting that base ever since like after that happened, and I have not gotten as good of a score as I did then. It's like, man,
yeah, you did tell me that before.
It's gotta be when I'm tired or something, or I'm just so focused and it just doesn't matter.
Something to do with that.
Something clicks on, yeah.
On that note, thank you very much for tuning in, everybody. Really do appreciate it. I'm sorry that I have missed you and that we got totally sidetracked and derailed there. Like hardcore. Okay. And congratulations to Lax. That certainly is very exciting news. I'm glad that you have found something that most certainly will, we hope, make you happy.
You know what's really funny about this? So I watched a video where they're talking about dating in the military, right? Check this out. They're like, so imagine Christians, right? They go to Christian colleges. They always claim that a Christian college is the best place to find a spouse because you find someone that believes in your religion. They're going after a goal which is attractive and this, that, right? The military is a great place because everyone's fit AF and they're all going for some like end goal. And that's extremely attractive attributes to a lot of people. And I'm just like, what the heck did I just watch?
What did I just watch? Is that really a thing?
Is that really a thing? I guess I'll never know. But it was just like, I mean, you make some good, valid points.
That's too funny. All right, everybody. Keep your sticks on the ice. Have a good time.